You know what happens to little black boys who go attack other black boys for words? Sometimes they don't make it home, Johnson. One of those black boys dies. We've been talking on this show last couple of days about what happened with Will Smith and Chris Rock at the Oscars. If you don't know by now, I'm sure you all know. Come on, everyone knows. Everything stopped for this. Everything stopped, it ceased, it slowed down. I haven't heard about Ukraine for a couple days. We haven't been talking about the pandemic. What pandemic, Johnson? Everybody okay? No mask mandates? Jussie Smollett even fell out of the news cycle. Wow, that's crazy, Johnson. What happened with that? That was crazy. I know he was glad, like, yes. Yes. And not talk about me. That's good. That's good. Well, a lot of conversation about it, a lot of debate. I'm still dumbfounded that there's so much debate about should someone assault someone. Crazy. About a black person making a joke about a black woman in front of a black man that they've known for years. We'll get back to it later. So someone weighed in and I thought it was interesting because it kind of cleared away some of the stuff, some of the arguments. And I thought it was an interesting take. Let's take a look at Jim Carrey on CBS. Sit down with Gail King to discuss this, and he was pretty direct in his response about what he thought about Will Smith and about this whole Chris Rock thing. Check it out.
The response in the room at the time, and here's some of what he had to say. I want you to listen and then weigh in on the other side, please. What did you think as you watched it unfold, and then what happened after?
I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. And it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
There was some question today about if anyone else had walked from the audience and done that, they would have been escorted out by security or maybe even arrested. The police asked Chris if he wanted to file charges. They asked Chris, do you want to file charges? And Chris apparently said no, he did not.
He doesn't want the hassle. I'd have announced this morning that I was suing Will for $200 million because that video is going to be there forever. It's going to be ubiquitous. You know, that insult is going to last a very long time. If you want to yell from the audience and disapprove or show a disapproval or say something on Twitter or whatever, you do not have the right to walk up on stage and smack somebody in the face because they said words.
No, I agree. I think we all agree on that. I just thought, Jim, that it escalated to that. You know what I mean? That it escalated to that level.
It didn't escalate. It came out of nowhere because Will has something going on inside him that's frustrated, and I wish him the best. I really do. I don't have anything against Will Smith. He's done great things. But that was not a good moment. It cast a pall over everybody's shining moment last night. You know, a lot of people worked really hard to get to that place and to have their moment in the sun and to get their award for the really hard work they did. And it is no mean feat to go through all the stuff you have to go through when you're nominated for an Oscar. It's a gauntlet of devotion that you have to do. And it was just a selfish moment that cast a pall over the whole thing.
I want people to take a look at this. I want you to recognize that Will and Jim are friends. Like, it's not a hating-ass white dude that don't like Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? Because that's exactly, people go there directly. Like, they go there directly like, they don't. So let's temper that response with, he's known Will. He's a star. He's known Will for years. He's not criticizing Will as a human being. He's saying he did the wrong thing. It's also I like to look at it through this lens because for some reason this is turning black people against black people and black men, women against black men and black men against black women, I guess. I don't know. Seems like that's what's going on. And I think someone, not of the culture having this conversation, adding into it, how they see it, what they would have done. So there you go. Here goes the difference between how Jim Carrey would have responded to it. He's a comedian. How he would have responded to Will smacking him in the face, and how Chris Rock did. And how no one's giving Chris Rock, well, I'm not going to say no one. Can't say no one, Tim. A lot of people, I've seen a lot of people not give Chris Rock credit for one, not swinging back at Will. Two, for not having Will arrested. And three, not suing him immediately. Nothing of the above. So the conversation has been, to me, has been focused almost 100% on Will's feelings and Jada's feelings. Nothing's on the person that was hit. And this is where I'm going with this. And let me preface this by saying, I'm a black man raised in a black house, married to a black woman who has raised a black daughter and has 2 black granddaughters and a black mother that I love with all my heart. And I would whip your ass if you came in our house and put your hand on anybody I love, and I would die doing so. So if you want to come for me with the nonsense that just because I don't think that Will Smith should hit Chris Rock in the face at the Oscars is a sign that I don't love black women, go fuck yourself. Twice. Actually 6 times a week. 7 times a week, twice on Sundays. Make that 8 days. But here's my point. Everyone's talking about how much we love black women. We need to protect black women. Are you protecting black men? Are you protecting black men when there's a black man who's been physically assaulted by another black man? I'm not seeing any protection for the black man from some of you. So let me get this right. Black women can't take words in a comedy setting on the Oscars. But a black man has to take being slapped in the face, and then you support the guy who slapped him in the face because you don't like what he said. But we're supposed to protect black women. Where's the protection? Where's the equal protection? Where's the obvious protection of one another? Where's the protection of our black children? Not to think this is the model we should follow. Because you know what happens to little black boys who go attack other black boys for words? Sometimes they don't make it home, Johnson. One of those black boys dies. And if you want black men to step up and do their jobs with their children, you got to allow us to be able to control our emotions and to deal with things in a rational sense. And you have to also support that. An anti-lynching bill is a good idea, but there should also be an anti-black on black lynching bill too. And I know that's going pretty far, but the sentiment is what I mean. What I don't like is there are people making all types of headway, all types of moves and to increase their social media and increase their footprints online by piling on this thing that protect black women at the expense of black men. There is no protection of any of us if you're doing this at the expense of black men. And that's what you're doing. You really think it's okay to commit crimes? You really think it's okay to attack someone? Another black brother for something he said as a comedian. I think some of you are full of shit. There are some learned people, some influential people who are learned, who are studied, who are just kissing ass because they want to be included in something that Will Smith does in the future. They're checking the posts. I know how you media hacks work. You're checking the posts on what's popular and who is popular with to determine what you should do. But if that would have been a white guy who was smacking Chris Rock, you'd have felt differently. Or if it would have been a disempowered person of any color, you would have felt differently. Who could not give you a job, co-sign you. And that goes right back to the reparations thing. Because until black people have a station in life where they have some economic equity, some parity, economically with the rest of America, we are dead last. Economically in this country that we built for free. And until we have parity, we'll never really know how we feel because we're so hamstringed by economics. I cannot but for the life of me believe, we got members of Congress cheerleading for a black man to be slapped in his face by whomever. So it's okay to assault. It's okay if black men are assaulted as long as it's done for black women. And we're not talking about a situation where a black man is physically going after a black woman, assaulting, putting his hands on her. We're talking about a situation in a freaking comedy show where he says a joke that cut too deep. But you love black men, though. You support black men. You don't support Chris Rock. Now, you support some black men. You support those that can give you jobs. You support those that might help you in your social media clout. You support those that may be good for your career. I say this knowing people not going to like what I'm saying, and I don't care. It's because I really believe. But I doubt that if you are a member of Congress and you are supposed to uphold the law, I do not believe that you think for a second in your heart of hearts it's okay to assault anyone when they're not physically assaulting you. And if so, you need to step your ass off the bench, step your ass out of Congress, and have several seats. This has gone long enough. The joke time is over. And that little apology that Will Smith gave, let's keep it 100. That was some bullshit written by a publicist. You know it and I know it. And when the Me Too people wrote them, you called them assholes and liars and phonies. But Will Smith had one written for him, and now all of a sudden it's good enough. And no, it's not good enough that Chris Rock is selling some tickets to his comedy show. Be back here in a week when Jada Pinkett Smith holds a red table discussion and gets record-setting views on that, sister. The hypocrisy is real. Protect black women should be protect black men. Let's stop acting like, I hear it all the time, black women are the most unprotected people in the society. You know what? Black people are unprotected. Us both are in the same boat. Stop acting like this is the same thing as someone barging into your home. There's a way to handle things, a way to handle things, and a way not to handle things. And we've taken this incident that is very clearly definable. We learned it in grade school. Keep your hands to yourself. It's something we learned in grade school, or we should learn in grade school. It needs to be retaught because you didn't like what someone said? There was an incident on the bus. Little black girl hits my son hits her back. She didn't like that he hit her back. Her mother shows up on my doorstep with her daughter saying, I had to let her daughter hit my son. I said, I'm not going to do that, man. We're supposed to teach them not to fight. She said, I don't care. He hit her last, so she get to hit him back. I said, well, she hit him first. And if it wasn't for the little girl saying, yeah, Mom, I hit him first. If it wasn't for that, who knows what would have happened? That black woman, you know what she did? She said, I don't care if she hit him first. He should have hit her back. She's a girl. I'm going to call my husband. I said, call him. You at my house, you see my address. The cop showed up at my door some 15 minutes later. And they asked me, did I want to press charges on her if she comes back? They thought she was as annoying, not annoying, they thought she was dangerous. This is a grown-ass woman who did this. Now, I know we all have stories we could tell to make others look bad, but what I'm saying is this must stop. No, she didn't come back. And at least that black man was smart enough not to approach me with some nonsense about letting our kids fight. We need to teach them not to fight. And that's absolutely necessary to defend yourself. Well, just to go and show how, just to further iterate, well, hold on a second. Hold on. Let me regroup for a second. You want a clear indication that you're on the wrong side of this? When the people that agree with you start looking like O.J. Simpson.
Response in the room at the time, and here's some of what he.
The question I've been getting is Will Smith and Chris Rock. Hey, look, it was unfortunate. I think Will was wrong. Look, I understood the feeling. Now, in my life, I've been through a lot of crap, and I was raising 2 young kids, and every comedian in the country had an OJ routine, and don't think I wouldn't want to be slapped a couple of those guys, but you got to accept it's humor. The question I've been getting is Will Smith and Chris.
Yeah, there you go, Johnson. There you go. Well, even O.J. Simpson says you can't put your hands on him, but he's wanted to. Jesus Christ. I'm glad you decided not to get even, OJ. Jesus Christ. Will Smith is somewhere right now like, look, man, I don't need your help, bro. You want to help me? Don't help me. Don't help me. Now, this is something I ran across. And look, I don't want this to become the OJ channel, well, the Will Smith channel. This better not become the OJ channel. The Will Smith, Chris Rock channel, but I'm trying to understand how I'm supposed to feel about this clip.
I've been getting this Will Smith and Chris Rock. Hey, look.
Likes to do. So I had to learn to get the courage to just go, nah, I'm not doing that. Which is why I feel the freedom today. I don't give two craps what people feel about this bald head of mine, because guess what? I love it. Likes to do. So I had to learn to get the courage to just go, nah, I'm not doing that. Which is why I feel the freedom today. I don't give two craps what people feel about this bald head of mine, because guess what? I love it.
I'm glad she loves it. Maybe she should have told Will that she loved it. Then we wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation. So one of my callers last night called in and he said some things about this that I thought was interesting, but I made a little short clip about it. If you were not able to see us last night, here it is.
Likes to do.
Oh, my bad. This is Richard Williams. You know, King Richard. Disagreeing with Will Smith, saying it's not okay to use violence. That's right. The guy he said he was emulating, that he's learned so much from, says, hey, I don't go along with you, Will. What you did was wrong. You shouldn't hit anyone. Just so that I slide that in there because, you know, we hate women.
Hey, my name's Terry. I'm out of near Memphis, man.
Terry, what's up, fam?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's up, man?
Okay, hey, man, I like the show, man. I really appreciate what you're doing, Mr. Black.
Thank you, brother.
All right. I got a couple of things. Number one, if anybody remembers, Chris started out with "I love you, Jada."
Jada, I love you. Jada, I love you. Jada, I love you.
So that should be important.
Hold on, man. My brother. Give it up for my brother, man. Hold tight, Terry. Hold on, brother. You're the first one to bring that up. He softened. He tried to soften the blow a little bit, huh?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So moving on from the positive, I just want to say, we got people saying protect the black woman. I want to know who that person was who started that, number one. Because if I got to protect the black woman from jokes, I'm in trouble. And number 2, 3, 4, 5, how we've been protecting our black women is by marrying them, paying bills, and fixing the toilet when they need it.
Now, guys, I know that's a joke. It's funny. But that is what there's other ways to protect black women than smacking people. That's all I'm saying. And I agree with it. I'm glad Terry called up. I think it's important to hear that. Who did come up with this protect black women? I'm wondering where it came from. I wonder who came up with this. Because it denotes this idea that we don't protect black women. Yeah, and say, protect black women. Is there some data saying that we don't protect that black men don't protect black women? Where are you getting this from? I just want to know, as a husband, as a dad, as a son, where's this notion that we don't protect black women? Who came up with this? It's a very good question. Very good question. So anyway. And if the litmus test is it's okay for a black man to be sicked upon another black man over a joke he says at the Oscars, come on. Well, that's an invalid argument. That's a biased argument that's based in something I can't support. But should we respect you? Should we care for you? Should we be faithful to you? Should we marry you, have children with you? Of course. Should we defend you as you defend us as we walk through life together? Yes. But the form that takes depends on the situation at hand. And there are many a dead brother in a cemetery right now, or the bottom of a river, or never found again, who took this too far, who did it in a way that was not only dangerous for himself, but for all others involved. So there's a responsibility that we all have. Yes, protect black women. How about we protect each other? Bobby T says Will Smith would have been canceled if Chris Rock was gay, transsexual, a woman, Jewish, or white. To Hollywood, that was just two black men abusing each other on national TV. If there would have been a woman that was on that stage and Will hit her, different conversation. Whether she be black or white. Any color woman on that stage. That's why I'm trying to flip this conversation. So there are people think that this is not important. I think it's very vitally important. If you're a black man, it's vitally important. It's very important if you're a black woman. But if you're not, and you don't identify that way, maybe it's not important to you. You just see black people hurting each other, and you go, not important. This is tabloid, who cares? That's because you don't care about those people. You don't see it. You don't see it. You care from a theoretical point of view, but not really. Because if you look at what really happened, you see that black men particularly, are very dispensable. If you're a black man, you can be hurt by another black man over something you said to a black woman. And I've heard a lot of insults hurled at black people and black women. I've heard them. They call black women all types of names. That's not what this was. When someone loses their mind, we could even get them to... Now, here's the thing. If Chris Rock can get someone to make Will Smith leave the auditorium after he gets assaulted by this person, Chris Rock can't garner that level of defense by the society. What's that say? I got no shot. My kids have no shot. My sons have no shot. If a black man can be smacked in the face in front of the entire world and people defend the smacking, we already know it's against the law. Gayle King even said, well, no one agrees with that. It's against the law. Yes, it is. But they're defending it. Because he had a good reason. You know, her. He had a good reason, her, you know. Her feelings got hurt. That's a good reason. Are we thinking about what we're saying? Are we thinking about what we're saying? So, yeah, maybe this is trite if we stay on the surface. If we stay on the surface of it, maybe it is trite. in this minutia. It's sensationalism. But if you go a couple degrees lower, you get to some real stuff. You start getting the conversations that Silly Boo put it out about alopecia. Another issue. Some other concerns about black women's health. And the lengths that they go to attract men, to be attractive in this society, that they do to themselves that causes damage to themselves. That's a whole that's a real conversation. And so is what I'm saying here. When we get to a subject of, wow, man, if Chris Rock doesn't garner, and we say it's illegal, it's against the law to punch someone or smack someone in the face, and if Chris Rock can't get that protection, man, what the hell does that say about the rest of us? There's always a reason why it's okay to hurt black people. That's all I'm saying. It's always a reason why it's okay to physically hurt black people, particularly black men. It's always a reason. And now we're making that excuse. So we're going, in my opinion, we're going backwards if we excuse this. And I know there's going to be some black people that don't agree with me. Believe me, I know there's some people tagging me to keep telling me that they don't agree with me. I know. Fine, you don't have to. I agree with me. And since when did I worry about you agreeing with me? I don't worry about you agreeing with me.
I'm just wondering what the whole protect black women thing has to do with Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. I just don't really I don't really understand how Will Smith going after Chris Rock like that helps black women or protects them in any way. I just don't really get it.
We'll let a woman explain it. I'm sure there'll be a woman who will call in, who will hear your question, and she'll call in and explain it. I don't think I need to explain it for women. I think women can explain for themselves why some women or even themselves feel that this was a protect black woman moment. I don't think it was. You know? I'm down for protecting black women. I'm down for protecting black men. I'm down for protecting black children. I'm down, Johnson. I'm 10 toes down. But I'm seeing a lot of posturing with people trying to make this a win for them in the political landscape or from the social media landscape, which is some sellout shit. They willing to sell out black men to win more favor with black women. But see, here we go right here. I'm a black man with a black wife, with black daughters, with black mom, and I'm standing up for black people every day on this show, all the time, anytime. So you are performative, oh, well, this is standing up. No, that ain't standing up. Standing up is being a black man paying these damn bills, like Terry brought up. Standing up is defending your home like we do, like I would do, like when there's a knock in this house, when somebody comes to my door. Standing up is loving you unconditionally. Word. Standing up for black women is taking your daughter back in with your grandbabies and not being sure exactly how you know the end's gonna meet, but somehow making sure the ends meet. That's black men shit. Now this, between these two stars, that people want to act as if they are somehow the epitome of standing up with all this posturing, that ain't standing up, dog. That's performative shit. That is done more for, I'd say that's done more for Will Smith than it's done for Jada or for other black women. There you go. That's standing up is something you do on a daily basis. Shit, anybody could show their ass at the Oscars and then come out 15 minutes later crying like a baby and blowing snot bubbles, apologizing to the white staff. Standing up for black men is standing up for black women because who birthed that black man? That black man who got black daughters as well, who you just smacked and humiliated in his face, who's going to have to live with that his entire life, who's worked damn hard, overshadowing everyone who worked hard for their awards. We haven't talked about that because no one cares. It's the epitome of selfishness. That's the only thing anyone talked about all night. That's all we talked about for 3 days, is this shit. And I'm happy for it because I got to get a new audience of people to find out I exist. But I'm not going to mince words or bite my tongue when it comes to how I feel about something and when it's time for some real shit commentary. So we've been as nice as we're going to be about it. When you see people being all performative, acting as if this is the epitome of showing respect, if this is some level of achievement for black women by black men, this is the no. You should check their asses. Or at least write or make a mental note that they are on that bull. Standing up for black women is something you do on a daily basis. It's a marathon, not a sprint. This is the most sprintiest of actions. This shit in front of everyone. Hitting a guy half your size for a joke. A couple people come at me personally over this. Because I don't side with Will Smith. That means I don't side with black women. You know, me and Mrs. Black live in the same house and we don't got no friends. All right? So I don't know what's your level of, and what my children get to see, and my children include black women, what they get to see us model is not what they've been modeling. Is that protecting black women? Is that protecting black children? What they've been seeing? So we want to play respectability politics? Is that what we want to do? We really want to do that? You got to pick somebody else. You got to pick somebody else. So let's not go there. Because we could go there. I choose not to. We get real, we could get really real. People in my DMs, people that at me, we get really real about how black certain people are or how their actions protect who they protect. Okay? Because we can do that. We can have that conversation.